Welcome to Leaders Lounge. My name is Kira, and this is a space where we want to talk about all things leadership. Because at KingsGate Youth, we are so passionate about young people being the future now. And so we want to do all that we can to build you up and equip you to be young leaders in your world. And today we have a very special guest with us, the one and only Pete Gibbons. Welcome, Pete.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
I like
Leaders Lounge.
We want to find out a little bit more about what you think about leadership and young people in leadership. So, thought a good question to be able to summarize this would be, if you could tell your younger self anything, what would you say?
Yeah, so when I was younger, particularly when I was like a teenager, I was so lacking in quite a lot of confidence. Like I was quite shy. No one would have kind of picked me for like a traditional like leadership role.
Okay.
And something that I feel like I've learned over the years is the fact that not all leaders are necessarily born leaders. I think there are people who are born leaders, but I think for most people, actually, leadership is something you learn.
Yeah.
And leadership is not something that it just has to come innately to you, but actually you can learn it, and it's a skill that you can pick up and develop and grow in. Like there's a verse in Luke, it says that Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and all the people. Like if Jesus grew in wisdom and like all this stuff, like how much more can we grow as people, as leaders? Like leadership is totally a journey. And I think I wish I would have told myself that at a younger age, like just start doing it, just be willing to step out and grow in it. Because it wasn't until someone actually said to me, like I would never have volunteered for anything. It wasn't until someone said to me, like, Pete, I think you'd be really good for this. This little role that we had in something, like, Pete, I think you'd be good at leading this. That I actually, something kind of rose from the side and was like, oh, actually, yeah, I could give this a go. I could have a go. So that's what I want to tell my younger self. That's what I want to tell any young person is like just get started. Like don't wait until you arrive, because you never arrive as a leader. There's no final destination. You're always growing, you're always learning. Just be willing to step out, and like the world needs more young leaders, so like permission granted to start leading. Like don't wait for someone else to give you permission to lead something. Just step out and do it. Just step up, and be willing to grow and be willing to learn, be willing to make mistakes, and it'll be great.
I love that, because there are so many different young people in our mix, and hopefully watching this video, that some will be those confident people that everyone thinks, oh, they're confident, so they're the leaders. Actually, I love what you're saying. Anybody can be a leader. Like we've been given our own gifts from God, and all those can be grown into someone who is a leader. It just takes believing in yourself, doesn't it? And that's what we love at KingsGate Youth. That's why we have teams on a Friday night where we're like, you know what, I think you'll be really good at doing this. Why don't you lead this song this week? Why don't you do this on the camera this week? Because we want to be people that help young people see the leadership in them, don't we? Yeah,
for sure. And the other thing that I would have wanted to tell myself at a younger age was the fact that there's no such thing as a bad idea in the right context. So I used to think that I used to be the one to have all the right ideas, have to have everything kind of sewn up before I said anything. But actually, in the context of a team and working with other people, there's actually no such thing as a bad idea. Like especially in like creative context, something I learned from working in a creative agency where we were doing like branding and digital marketing and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of times where we'd come together and you just have to chuck all of your ideas into the pot, even if you think they're rubbish. And you know what, most of your ideas will be rubbish. Most of my ideas are rubbish. But if you chuck them into a pot with a whole load of other people, your bad idea might actually spark a great idea in someone else, or someone else's bad idea might spark a great idea in you, or you might have two kind of okay ideas, which when you combine might make something amazing. Like, don't be afraid to like say your idea, even if you think, or even if you know that it's not that great, just say it anyway. There's no such thing as a bad idea when you're working in team. Like, you can't expect yourself to have all the ideas, all the great ideas, and do it all yourself. Like, life is a team game. Like,
for sure.
We're all in it together, and so yeah, no such thing as a bad idea in team.
Yeah.
And just one more thing, like, to add on top of that.
Another thing. That's 3 things.
Well, this is like 2B. This is just an extension of this. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help as well. Like, if your idea is not perfect, ask for help for it. It's just an extension of that idea of no such thing as a bad idea in team. Don't expect yourself to be able to do it all yourself. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Well, thanks so much, Pete. It's been great having you on our first episode of the Leaders Lounge. Have you enjoyed it?
Great to be here. Yeah, it's been awesome. Let's do it again.
Good. And hopefully we'll see you young people in our next episode of the Leaders Lounge.
Thanks so much for watching KingsGate Youth on YouTube. Don't forget to like us, maybe drop us a comment, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more content like this, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at kingsgate.youth. We'll catch you in the comments.